Picture this. It's 2 a.m., you just lost 4 games in a row, and you're sitting there hovering over the Q button even though you've got work in like 4 hours. We've all been there. Today I want to talk about why ranked modes mess with our heads the way they do. Not to complain about it, just to sort of understand what's actually happening in our brains when we play these games. Because once you see the pattern, it all makes way more sense. So first things first, why does ranked drain you in a way that casual games don't? There's a concept called ego depletion, which basically means your brain gets tired from making decisions. And in ranked, you're making decisions constantly. You're tracking cooldowns, watching maps, thinking about what your teammates are doing, trying not to tilt when things are going wrong, and that's for 30 or 40 minutes straight. Your brain's working overtime the entire match. But here's the thing that makes ranked different. These matchmaking systems are literally designed to give you a 50% win rate. Like, that's literally the whole point of MMR and ELO. They want to match you against people who are roughly as good as you are. Which sounds fair, and it is, but it also means you're almost never in a game where you can just relax and coast. The game is constantly adjusting to make sure you're challenged. So you're always playing at 110% capacity just to break even. And unlike casual where you can try weird builds or just mess around, ranked has stakes. Every loss matters. Every mistake feels important. So you're not just tired from playing the game, you're tired from caring this much about every single thing that happens. That's why you can finish a ranked session and just feel completely drained, even if you didn't play that many games. Why improvement feels invisible. You can be getting better at the game and literally have no way to tell. These ranked systems don't measure how good you are in some absolute sense. They measure how good you are compared to everyone else. So let's say you spend a whole month grinding. You're watching VOD reviews, you're practicing in aim trainers, you're really working on your game sense. And you do get better. Your mechanics improve, you're making smarter plays, all that. But here's the problem. Everyone else at your rank is also doing that. Maybe not everyone, but enough people that the average skill level is slowly creeping up. So you improved, but so did your competition, and the system only cares about the gap between you and them. Plus, these systems are built to be slow to adjust your rank on purpose. They use these confidence intervals where basically the algorithm wants to be really sure you belong at the new rank before it moves you. So even when you are playing better, it takes a while for your rank to actually reflect that. And then there's another thing where sometimes you improve in ways that don't immediately translate to wins. Like maybe you used to die 8 times a game and now you're only dying 4 times. That's huge. You're playing way smarter, but your team still loses because you haven't learned how to turn that into actual proactive plays yet. So you're playing objectively better, but the only number that actually changes is your rank, and that still hasn't budged. The game gives you basically zero feedback that you're improving. Why losses hurt more than wins feel good? So this part is just straight up psychology, and it applies to way more than just gaming. There's this thing called loss aversion. Basically, losing feels about twice as bad as winning in the same way. It's just how our brains are wired. And you can feel this clearly in ranked games. You win a game, you get your LP or whatever, you feel pretty good for the next 30 seconds, and you're already thinking about the next game. But when you lose, especially if it's close or you felt like you played well, or if your team threw at the end, that sticks with you. You'll be thinking about that loss for hours. And here's where it gets worse. Because of how the math works, one loss can basically undo multiple wins in terms of how it feels. Like you win 3 in a row, you're up 60 LP and you're feeling great. Then you lose 2 and you're back to where you started. Mathematically, you're still up overall, but emotionally, these 2 losses just erased all the good feelings from those 3 wins. The pain is sharp and immediate. The pleasure is spread out and kind of diluted. Plus, we have this tendency to discount our wins and amplify our losses. When you win, it's like, oh, we got lucky, or I got carried, or the enemy team was bad. But when you lose, it feels completely legitimate and personal. So the emotional side is always skewed negatively when the actual record isn't. Why people keep queuing even when they're miserable. So this is the part that really gets me. Why do we keep playing even when we're clearly not having fun? Part of it is sunken cost. You've already put in like 3 hours, you're down 60 LP. If you stop now, all that time feels wasted. But if you just win one more, you can get some of that back, right? It's the same logic that keeps people at slot machines. You're chasing the loss. There's also intermittent reinforcement, which is actually one of the most powerful behavioral patterns in psychology. When you get rewarded randomly instead of consistently, it creates way stronger engagement. You don't win every game, that would get boring pretty fast, but if you win sometimes and it's unpredictable, and every time you do, your brain gets that dopamine hit, so you'll keep pulling that lever hoping for the next one. Near misses play into this too. You lose the game but the Nexus was at 100 HP, or you were one team fight away from winning. Those near misses feel almost like wins in your brain. They make you feel like you were so close, which actually makes you want to try again immediately. It's more motivating than getting completely stomped. And then there's the identity piece. For a lot of people, their ranks become part of how they see themselves. Like, I'm a diamond player isn't just describing where you are in a game, it becomes part of your identity. And so when that's threatened, when you're losing and dropping, there's this psychological pressure to defend it. You keep playing because you're defending who you think you are. Then there's the gambler's fallacy. I've lost 5 in a row, I'm due for a win. That's not how probability really works. Every game's independent, but our brains don't think that way. We look for patterns, we expect things to even out, so we keep queuing. Understanding this stuff doesn't make it go away, but at least you can recognize it when it's happening. So what are the actual takeaways here? Ranked systems are designed this way for good reasons. The 50% win rate thing creates fair matches. The slow rank adjustment prevents you from bouncing all over the place. The stakes make your performance actually mean something. These aren't just evil design choices, they're trying to make a competitive system that works. But I think it helps to understand the psychological stuff that comes with it. Like when you know that you can be improving even when your rank isn't moving, that definitely helps. When you recognize that loss aversion is making you feel worse than the actual numbers justify. When you catch yourself about to queue one more time because of sunken cost, and you actually recognize that's what's happening, that helps too. I'm not saying don't play ranked. Competition's fun, getting better is very rewarding, climbing feels amazing. Just be aware of why you're playing in any given moment. Are you actually enjoying the competition, or are you stuck in one of these loops? Set whatever boundaries work for you. Take breaks when you need them, and remember your rank is just measuring your current performance in a video game. That's it. Anyway, if this helped you understand ranked a bit better, I'd appreciate if you liked the video. And if you like videos about topics like this, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching and good luck out there.